Hello, it is Foundation Friday, May 29th, 2020. Steve Sipress here, and we're getting towards the end of the fantastic book How to Be Rich by J. Paul Getty, written when he was the richest man on earth, nearly 60 years ago. And the advice is timeless. At least it's still good today. And as you can see from the multiply used and abused spine and all the dog ears and the underlines and the asterisks. I've referred to this over the years, and the advice is still as good as it was back then. This is the last section in investing. It's all about investing in fine art. And just basically, Getty talks about the dual quality of being an art collector, an art investor. Is that unlike investing in businesses or stocks where there's nothing really to see, I mean, a share of stock, a piece of paper, or it's electronic, but you actually can enjoy your investment as it appreciates, and then you have a choice. You can either sell it and make money off the appreciation, or you can just continue to hold on to it and get a good feeling that you made a wise investment as the value of your artwork continues to go up. And then as you entertain people in the home, not just do you get the enjoyment out of it and the satisfaction of knowing that you feel good, you feel smart, you made a good investment, but you get to show off when people come in. So if it feeds your ego, you get to say, oh yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness, is that a so-and-so? Yeah, and I bought it for $20 when he was a nobody, off the beaten path when I traveled to wherever. Because that's one thing that Getty talks about, is how easy it is to get started collecting art. He says just start wherever you are with whatever money you have and buy what you like, and you'll develop a taste. And that way you will own what you like what you own. So not only does it make you feel good walking around your house or seeing it on the walls of your bedroom or your office or wherever, but you're also possibly having something that appreciates in monetary value. And he puts it this way, that this astute art investor's experiences serve to underscore the fact, and he's talking about his own experiences, that many tourists and people who travel on business often overlook chances to invest wisely in fine art during their travels, because he talked a lot about that in the chapter, all the examples of on his travels he would go off the beaten path and collect art, come home with some prints, some etchings, whatever. He says they have a habit of shopping for gaudy and frequently costly souvenirs that have little or no value. They fail to realize they could acquire objects of considerable beauty and of considerable and permanent value without expending any more effort or money than they spend in buying the trivial. So, if it makes your kids happy, of course, when you go to Disney or whatever, buying the Disney ears or the Star Wars or the Harry Potter land or whatever it is, Star Trek, Star Wars, whatever. Buy them the souvenirs when you go to Universal Studios or whatever it is. Buy them the souvenirs, but just realize that, they'll play with the sword or the lightsaber or whatever, and they'll break it and whatever, and it comes and it goes. He says you might also want to take some time on your travels instead of going, it's a smack in the head to me, because I know plenty of times I've traveled, spoken at a lot of events, obviously not recently since the Great Shutdown took all our personal freedoms away and caused the Great Depression, worse than the Great Depression. But I digress. I used to travel a lot back in the day, 3 months ago, and speak all over the world at events. And a lot of times I would travel with my beautiful wife, Michelle. And even if it's a 3 or 4 day event, we'd rent a place out, get a weekly special, spend a few days together, going around, seeing the sights, having meals, doing whatever. And then I would go attend the event, and she would continue to lie out by the pool, go shopping, do whatever she wanted to do. But I do recall that we spent more than, as Getty points out, more than enough time in souvenir shops looking at junk, looking at trinkets. Oh, so-and-so would like this, and oh, let's get a postcard here, and here's a souvenir of this and that, a mask from New Orleans, or some, ship in a bottle from, somewhere in Mexico or the Caribbean or, and on, or some ridiculous thing in a Vegas souvenir shop. And instead, how cool it would have been to get off the beaten track and go look through places that might have works of currently obscure but up-and-coming artists that years later become much more valuable. And I'm going to leave you with a bonus tip that is not from Getty, but it's from a wise mentor I had years ago, because he taught me something similar. And I thought, as I just reread this chapter, that it was going to come from Getty, but all he talked about was pretty much paintings, art, as the examples of art that he gives in the book. But I do remember a mentor telling me about furniture. As he took me through his home, and he said, yeah, see that dining room table? That was a big wooden door in some famous sunken ship that he paid like $8,000 for, whatever, and then had it commissioned to put legs on it and whatever and make it into a dining room table. And he goes, it's a fantastic conversation piece, and it's a one of a kind, obviously, and it's historical. And he goes, even though I only paid 10 grand or whatever, the thing is worth like 30 grand now. And then he would take me along and he'd say, see that, the sofa or the chairs or whatever. So those are Louis the whatever chairs that I paid this much, but now they're worth thousands and whatever. And he gave me some wise advice that I'll pass along here, take it or leave it, of course. But he said, and Greg is here, good seeing you. He said, and I know a bunch of other people went by and I didn't say hello, but as always, if you do say hello in a comment or whatever, then I'll recognize you. Where was I? He said, yeah, here's the difference. See, broke people go and buy the cheapest furniture they can. But there's one reason that wealthy people are wealthy, is that we even see our furniture as an investment. So we don't just get a cheap sofa that's going to last 5 years at the local cheap furniture, no money down, no payments till next year kind of furniture place that has all the loud ads on TV and the big sale ads in the papers or online or whatever. He goes, no, we hunt down historical stuff. We can sit on them. We can enjoy sitting on the chair and it's sitting on the sofa and whatever, but it also is gaining in value over the years because it's a historical piece, as opposed to the way the masses shop for furniture and everything devalues. And I thought immediately at the time I was had very recently been a broke college kid and was still kind of a broke young kid or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, that's how I shop for furniture. I get the cheapest table I can get at the cheap store and it lasts a few years or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but see, I've had those chairs for 30 years and I bought them for $500 a piece and now they're worth 10 grand a piece. Had them appraised for and I could auction them off and blah, blah, blah. So, the wealthy, J. Paul Getty and How to Be Rich, and that's a difference between how the wealthy think. Every single thing can be an investment, from what you have on your wall to what you sit on, to what you eat your dinner on, to where you live, where you travel, what you drive. Everything can be an investment, can be collecting art. Instead of simply saying, I just need a car to get me from here to there, I'll pay X amount, and in a few years it'll be worth nothing. And then I'll just buy another one, and it'll be devalued and lose its value over time. But if you bought an antique car, man, that's likely to go up in value over time while you drive it. Who knew? Well, that's what the wealthy know. So that'll do it for the investment section from How to Be Rich by J. Paul Getty, and I'll be back next Financial Friday. It's Foundation Friday with another foundational business tip, or life tip, as it is. For a small business owner and entrepreneur, often business and life are one and the same. Another reason why the Great Shutdown is such an insult and a disservice, as the government insults business owners by calling them non-essential. As I relay to a lot of people, and they're like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. Small business owners live, eat, and breathe their business, so when you shut them down for a few months, you also took away their hobby. You took away what they love to do. They love to go into the shop, and the restaurant owner loves to greet all the patrons as they come into the restaurant. And the barbershop owner goes, I don't make a lot of money in this barbershop, but I love that we're like the hub of the community here, and people come in even when they're not getting a haircut, just to hang out and talk, and I miss all that. And so it's more than just open up the economy. Open up people's lives, gives people their lives back. Let small business owners run their businesses, for crying out loud. Anyway, that'll do it for Foundation Friday. We'll get into the last section of the book, and we'll finish this off in the next few weeks. We'll start the last section of the book next Foundation Friday. I hope you'll join me then, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow on Social Media Saturday. I've got some great advice for people that do Facebook ads from someone I am with in a mastermind group who is one of the world's top Facebook ad experts. And actually, it's someone I'm in a mastermind group. He's in a group with this person who's an unbelievable Facebook ad expert and runs millions of dollars in Facebook's ads and has all the testing and the results. And I'm going to share some of that with you tomorrow. If you're looking to make some money with social media, then join me tomorrow on Social Media Saturday. That'll do it for today. Hope it's fantastic where you are. I know it's another record-setting day here. It's still well over 100 degrees. It was probably up to, I don't know, 107, 108 today or something in May. For crying out loud. See, once in a while, even Al Gore is right. Who knew? Catch you tomorrow. Over and out. Bye-bye.